Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. As always, I am your host, Johnny Yu. Hi, what's going on, kids? Thank you for coming in. I think this is like episode 62. Yeah, I just see it right up there. Episode 62. Thank you to everybody who's in the comment section now, and everybody who comments later and watches and goes on to the, what do you call those things? The Spotify's or the iTunes, one of those where you guys listen on your way to work. I'm a mess. Look at that. I'm a mess during this stuff. Folks, if you could leave like a little star or something on the Spotify, that make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I'll be able to sleep at night. I already see people here in the comments section. You guys are great. Thank you all very much. Oh, and by the way, before I'm just rambling. I'm rambling. But the most important thing is Jeff Jackson, gosh darn it, is here. But we're also giving away a bottle of Pelly Bike Care. Pelly Bike Care, sprayed on, wait 2 minutes to 3 minutes, sprayed off, and your bike is like new. Now, my buddy Scott DM'd me and said, let's go ahead and give a bottle of this away. So we're going to do like a little name wheel, if you will, and we'll pick a winner, and you guys are going to get a bottle of this stuff. This stuff is like gold. Actually, it kind of is. Anywho, I'm going to stop talking because you don't come on here to listen to me. You want to know more about Mr. Jackson. It's a Jeff Jackson MTB. It's Mr. Jackson if you're nasty. So here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Jackson, folks.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, no problem.
This is great. Can we go in the comment section real quick? Get some of these guys in here.
Yeah.
Trail Monster saying howdy, howdy. Look at that. Johnny Yu, Dusty Dutchman, JT, best part of Wednesday night.
Oh, great. Now the pressure's on here.
No, stop it. I told you, folks, if we were talking ahead of time. I did this little Pelly Bike Care story real quick before we started, and it's like 89% humidity out here, and I'm still sweating. Mr. Zeki, thanks for joining in, man. Trail Pimp, as always, all the way. Trail Pimp, are you riding, by the way? I know he likes to listen and ride. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from New Zealand, Marty Octodad. You got people from, and look at this kid. Hold on. Look at this kid. Mark Hill from the segment. Look at
that's awesome.
Matches his little symbol for some reason. This is amazing. This is awesome. Are you excited?
Yeah, this is great.
This is a lot of fun. And I told you I'm a train wreck. So all the beginning stuff that we just did, that is a complete train wreck. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Sounds good.
You feeling good?
Yeah, this is
great. Dude. So Jeff.
Yep.
I'm going to need a second here. I'm a complete mess tonight. You work all day, you come home, you do your stuff, and then all of a sudden you got a podcast, and you're like, I got a podcast with this mess. So
no problem. Good to have everyone here. Octodad, I think, was just on the Rich Drew live feed on Instagram too, I think. So I see his name pop up a lot on the things that I'm watching. So, and I'm partial to New Zealand. I lived there for a couple of years. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
My wife. Sorry, I'm typing in all these names. I'll do it later. Let's see. My wife thinks that's one of the most beautiful places on earth.
It is. It is the most beautiful place on earth,
aside from Arizona.
Well, true. The desert has its own beauty.
Jarno, fractured rider from Finland. You got people from Finland tuning in for you, man.
I'm pretty sure Finland is like the exact opposite corner of the earth from New Zealand. So we're covering the whole earth here.
We're getting the globe.
Right.
Robert, Beyond X. We're all a mess. Thank you. Again, doing these things, I got to tell you, if you're looking into getting into a podcast, always take a deep breath. I didn't do that yet. Anyhow. So, Jeff, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Well,
Oh, I'm telling you.
I've lived in Arizona for over 40 years. So I'm not a native Arizonan. I was born in New Mexico, and then I lived in Florida for a year, and then I lived in Colorado for 2 years. But
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty much an Arizona grown person. So
It's in your blood now.
yeah, I'm a
See,
desert rat.
what do you do out there, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm an optometrist. I do mostly medical optometry. So I do eye exams on patients with various eye diseases, and I diagnose and treat those. So most of my
Wow.
patients are over 65 and have some sort of eye disease.
We Well, I like how you just I guess when you're an optometrist, it's just another day. It's just your job.
Yeah, it's a job and I like it. I like helping people out as much as I can. So it's
That's
good.
awesome. How'd you get into that?
So my dad was a technician for an ophthalmologist,
Uh-huh.
and I just kind of really enjoyed it. Like I did my kindergarten science project was on the human eye, and I dissected a cow's eye for that for the judges to show them all the different parts of the eye. And I still have the little poster. It's hanging up in my office from
That's
that.
awesome. How do
Yeah.
you get you I sit back and I my parents threw everything away.
Yeah, my
And
mom keeps everything. She's the exact opposite. So I
uh,
still have stuff at her house that's from probably kindergarten.
ask you a question about that real quick.
Yeah,
Uh, as a doctor, and at a very young age, you were already poking around in people's eyes.
right.
I guess after a while, it looks, I've always wondered this about doctors is that cutting into someone or digging into their eyes or whatever, it just becomes kind of mechanical, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't think about it. I'd rather do that than work in somebody's mouth and be a dentist.
A proctologist.
Yeah, proctologist would be even worse, but yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But the eyes don't bother me at all.
It bothered me. I can't even put drops in my eyes. I had pink eye
Mhm.
once, and just doing that, I had to get my girlfriend at the time to do it for me. I
Yeah.
can't do eyes
Yeah.
are very sensitive.
Yep. Some people have a real sensitivity to their eyes.
Now, my wife had do you do the LASIK stuff?
So our office doesn't. We have 40 offices. We have a large company, so the offices that I have is not really doing LASIK,
Oh, okay.
but
Um,
our company does it. But yeah,
oh, okay. So that's kind of cool, man. I love hearing how that, we talk mountain bikes, but then there's this other life that I love hearing about other people, what they do,
right.
for a living. And that's really cool.
Yeah,
Good
thanks.
for you. Family, kids. I don't know if you want me to get too personal.
Yeah, no, anything. So I've been married since 1997, and I have 4 kids. One's married with a kid, so I'm a granddad, surprisingly. But I've got an 18-month-old grandson, and he's here visiting with me. They live in Utah, but they're visiting with me right now, and he just loves to come in this bike room. And in fact, the first 2-word sentence that he said was bike room. And
What?
yep,
Proud grandpa.
yep. So he wants to come in here and check out the bikes all the time.
Grandpa's got
Yep.
fun toys.
Yep. And then so both my daughters were divers in college. They were gymnasts growing up, and then they converted to diving. And both my sons, I have 2 sons. They're both more into school things. One of them did cross country. One of them's into computers. So yeah, just a really good family, and they're very supportive of the mountain biking hobby for sure.
They're like, Dad, just get out of the house, Dad.
Right.
Just get. You're bugging us. We know you're itching. Get.
They know it makes me happier. So when I go ride, I come home in a better mood, and everything's hunky dory.
What now 90s, or what did you get married in when you were like 13, 14?
So I got married when I was 22. My wife was 19.
Okay.
Yeah. And
No, but
so
I'm just saying you look so young. You don't look old enough to have all these kids and
yeah. Yeah. So we had our first kid when my wife was 20. So a year after we got married. And then we had a kid about every other year for a little while. And then we have a straggler who's only 14. The rest of our kids are, old and have moved out. So
The straggler.
yeah, he was about 6 years behind the other kids.
We got more. We got one more left.
Right.
Teach him a trade and get him out of the house ASAP.
Right. Yeah.
So Arizona, was this your love of bikes? Was it the terrain or everything, or did it happen in somewhere else?
So I started racing BMX when I was about, I want to say probably maybe 8 years old. And that's when I lived in Florida. And so I raced at a BMX track near Altamont Springs, Florida. Did that for a year. And then when I moved to Colorado, my dad was a big car guy. So he converted me to racing cars. And so I raced quarter midgets, which are kind of, I don't know if you've seen sprint cars, but they're like the smaller version of a sprint car, smaller version of a midget car. And so I raced those for several years. And then I went back to BMX when I moved to Arizona and went to nationals. I went to the ABA nationals in Oklahoma City. I think that was like in 1989. Did that for a little while. And then high school started and I just converted solely to sports. So I played soccer, baseball, football all through high school. And then I played baseball in college.
We got to back up on this car thing. What's a midget car? I gotta look this up.
Yeah, so it's an open wheel race car. It's similar to a go-kart, but it has full suspension. And so sprint cars race on dirt, like a dirt oval. And they're very powerful, big V8 engines. And then you go down from there, you get to the midgets, which are about half the size of a sprint car. Those are usually driven by adults. And then quarter midgets are even smaller, and those are driven by kids. They're on a 1/20th of a mile oval. So it takes 20 laps to go a mile. And they can go up to 60 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour on a short track like that. They're nuts. Yeah. And so I did that for a little while before I switched to BMX during my junior high years.
Wow, Kaz here loves sprint cars. They're not the one with that fin up on top of the roof.
Yeah, those are outlaw sprint cars. So some of them, most sprint cars you see with the wing on top that's kind of canted a little bit. And then they have since they go on an oval, they've got a really big right rear tire and they just kind of slide around the track as they go.
Yeah, and the fin kind of like angled to keep the one side down or something.
Yeah, I never made it to racing on dirt.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow, you were like, did you even have your license then?
Oh no, I was probably, quarter midget racing starts when you're about 5 years old, and kids race until they're probably about 14, and then they usually will go up to midgets or sprint cars after that.
I find that fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done the podcast tonight. I learned. No, I'm just kidding. So you always had this, like, I like speed.
Yeah, I've always been into something fast, something racing wise.
Yeah.
Or sports. I love baseball. Baseball is my favorite, regular sport.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm a big D-backs fan. I watch a lot of D-backs baseball.
Okay, I'll let you go with that. You know what I like about baseball? When you go to watch it, we used to go to the Marlins here in Miami, and we'd go into the very last a few innings, and you got in for like $4.
Yeah.
And you get a big bag of peanuts. And it's just, there's something about, it's a very relaxing sport to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not high energy. I mean, if you can put a keg on every base, but it really is. It was fun. We'd go with my buds and we'd go and hang out. And it's one of those that's like a really fun. I mean, it's America's pastime for a reason, I guess.
Yeah, it's a great sport to watch. And if you're into it, you get all the behind the scenes things. Like, it moves pretty fast if you're really thinking about, like, if you're a manager, you have to think on your toes because it moves a lot faster than it looks on the field.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about that
Right.
there's happening.
And they have to think several plays ahead, several pitches ahead, things
Yeah,
like that. So yeah.
the strategy of baseball. So tell me, so mountain bike, when did that happen for you?
Yeah, so I did that a little bit in high school. I had a fully rigid rally mountain bike, no
Really?
suspension, had aluminum tubing with chromoly joints, and I rode that around a lot. In fact, I rode at Hawes Trail System before it was Hawes Trail System,
Wow.
and I used to jump on my bike with my next door neighbor, and we would just get on our bikes and ride like 20, 30, 40 miles away from home and then ride back. We used to go through the drive-through at Taco Bell on our bikes and things like that to get food along the way, and just had a blast. And then I was working at a company that was building storage units, and I rode my bike to work. This was just after high school, and some of the coworkers took my bike and put it in one of the storage units, and I never got it back. I never found it.
Ooh.
Because they kept moving it from, like, if I would get close to it, they would move it to a different one. There was like hundreds. And so I never got the bike back. And that was about, I want to say that was probably about 1995 or 6. And then I didn't replace my bike until 2000. So I went about 24 years without riding.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like they're playing like a prank on you?
Yeah.
You didn't,
Yeah. But they never gave
like
it
a
back.
big guy. You could have throat punched one of them.
Yeah, they were kind of ganging up on me because I was a young kid and never really got it back. So I just dealt with it. But then I got into college and I played baseball in college. And so I had other things that I was doing. So,
No, so it wasn't like your thing.
right.
Even though
Yeah.
you rode 20, 30 miles. Don't you wish you could go back to that
I wish I
energy?
could ride 10 miles these days. Like, it's tough for me to even do that. So,
Trail Pimp Encyclopedia here. Rally bikes and Bridgestone bikes were big in the 80s.
yeah.
I got to tell you, one of my best friends from home, we all had, like, I had a Schwinn Predator, and everyone had your Haro or your Diamondbacks or your whatever. And my one buddy that I met later on, we ran into him, he became a buddy and he still is. He had a Bridgestone.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at this bike. I'm like, that's not a BMX bike. What is that? I don't even think he remembers what it was. It was just a different bike. So he had it.
Yeah, I had like the climbing bars on the side of the handlebars, narrow bars,
Bring them back, buddy.
3 chain rings in the front. I was always dropping chains. The invention of the one by
Yeah.
was like one of the best inventions.
Can we bring those back?
They would be helpful sometimes, but then they would stab you in the chest when you crash. So
Yeah. OTB on those things. You're like,
right.
put them on. But they made the climbs a lot easier.
They did, yeah.
Oh,
definitely more leverage.
So you're riding, punks took your bike, hit it. You play baseball.
Right.
2000. What happened?
Yeah. So I injured my knee running, and so I couldn't really run anymore. It just was too painful. So I thought I better get back to biking. And so I started looking up mountain bikes, and basically I just typed in a search on YouTube, best mountain bike under $2,000, because I wasn't going to spend more than that. And so I found that's what brought me to Fezzari. And
Wow.
I think it was Vital MTB had a review of like the top 5 or 10 mountain bikes under $2,000, and it was the Abajo Peak. Well, the more I did research, the more I was like, I think I can raise my budget, and I kept going up and up and up. And I eventually went to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival without a bike, and just with the intention of trying out a few bikes. And I tried the original Fezzari LaSalle Peak, and I didn't like it. It was too tall for me. But I said, if they ever come out with a bike that has a lower standover height, and I would probably look into that. And just a few months later, they came out with the Delano Peak. And so I bought that. day it came out. That was in March of 2000. So right when COVID hit.
You mean 2020? You said 2000. I was like,
sorry, yeah, March of 2020. Yeah,
2020.
And right when COVID hit, and I ended up getting Delano right around September. And so ever since then, I've been with RE Bikes now, but it's a great company and great people that run it. So
yeah, wow, so you went all those years without one, and then you just said, and I like the fact that you knew what you were looking for,
right
after being on a bike that long.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I had done a ton of research, and the more research I did, the more it kept bringing me back to Fezzari, and the more my budget kept increasing, because I thought, well, I need this, and then I need this, and then I need this. And so I figured if I was going to spend money on a bike, I was going to get one that I really, really wanted. And now I'm on my fifth RE bike. So,
Fezzari.
yeah.
Well, we'll get into the bike. We'll get into that later. Well,
Right.
how many bikes you got back there? Are they all yours?
So.
Oh, look at that. He's got that fancy camera where he can spin it around.
I've got, so there's one more somewhere. Get out of the way. Yeah. So that's my, let's see if I can point it out. I don't know if I point.
Yeah, you got to do the opposite.
It's like opposite. But yeah, so that's my LaSalle Peak. That's my 170. This is my Nebo. It's the brand new lightweight e-bike from Ari.
Yeah.
I haven't even ridden it yet. I haven't had time to get out there and ride it. And so it's brand new. And then the one next to that is the Signal Peak, which is their trail bike, light trail bike. And then the last one that's a Wasatch Peak. That's my kid's bike. So it's a hardtail. And so it's got a little rubber ducky on the handlebars. And so all of them, yeah, it's that exact same one. Yep, that's the one right there.
I have yet to put it on my bike yet.
Yeah, so all of my kids can fit that bike. They're all around the same size, and so they go ride with me sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you look like you really got bit by the RE bug once you got it.
I did. Yeah.
So how about an e-bike? One of the middle one's the e-bike, right?
Yep. So the Nebo Peak, this
Nebo.
one is it's the lightweight e-bike. It's got the Fezzari Ride 60 motor. And so it weighs about 42 pounds, and it's got 140, 160 travel.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Also, what was the cool auto shifting bike they were showing off at Sea Otter? Mark wants to know.
I think that was a Shimano bike, wasn't it?
It was a Shimano bike?
Yeah. Oh, there was a Shimano drivetrain that was the auto shift, I believe,
okay.
But I'm not sure.
Hey, since we're on the RE subject, I'm going to Bentonville in the Bike Fest, looking around, and e-bike, just the e-bike. I want to ride everything in the 2 days that I'm going to be riding, and I ended up getting a Wire Peak.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything? Great bike,
especially the new. They just redesigned it, and it's such a great value. It's like $4,000 for a full powered e-bike that just smashes.
Yeah. So, the bikes prices are going down. So like I have a YT Izzo, and I could buy a low end YT decoy for the same price as I bought. It's like, I want one.
Yeah. So
crazy.
I just went to Bentonville for 3 days, and if you're a tourist in Bentonville and you're just visiting, e-bike is the way to go, because there's hundreds of miles of trails, and you can just hit as many as you can while you're there. And if I lived there, I'd probably have a analog bike too, but because some of the trails would be more fun on a lighter, snappier bike. But I think we did 125 miles in 2.5 days on our e-bikes while we were there. So it was great.
Yeah, it was
raining. We had tornado warnings. The weather wasn't great, but we still got a ton of riding in. Wow.
So, again, we were talking earlier. My friend Brian on a bike, and you're an RE ambassador,
right?
What does that entail?
Oh, not much really. It just involves just talking about the product and posting about it on social media. Once a year, we have a RE ambassador gathering. It's usually in September, and we get about 50 of us together, and we go just mob some of the mountains up there, and it's an enjoyable time. All the people are great, so
That's awesome.
they have us at headquarters, and the owner Chris Washburn talks to us and kind of gives us kind of some of the ideas. They'll unveil some new products that are coming out, so it's really cool to get a sneak peek at a lot of the stuff that Ari's coming out with. They didn't tell us anything about the name change though when we were there last, so that was a big surprise to us. But we saw pretty much all the bikes that they've released. They're releasing 8 bikes this year, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, they've already released, or at least talked about most of them.
Now, are they all mountain bikes? Because I know they make more than mountain bikes.
No, so they released at Sea Otter. They released an e-bike that was a road bike, e-road bike.
Wow.
They redesigned the Wire Peak. They released like a e-bike that's a fat bike, so like called the Explorer Peak. So people can get on those bikes, and if they want to hunt or something, they can tow a little trailer, or they can put a bunch of gear on their fat bike and go out to a more remote camping area or hunting area, that type of stuff. So
Wow,
and
that company is
they're releasing a
thriving.
downhill bike. Probably going to be releasing some pump track bikes here soon. So
It's amazing. I know the bike industry as a whole seems to be going like this, but they're pumping them out.
yeah, they're definitely charging right now. So kind of taking advantage of their situation right now and moving forward. Yeah, the Temp Peak. So the Temp Peak is what I rented when I was in Bentonville. A buddy and I went down there. We're both from Arizona. We went down there. We both rented Temp Peak bikes from Bentonville Bike Works, and we basically rode those 2 bikes. I mean, in order to get 125 miles in 2.5 days on those bikes, you have to pretty much ride an eco or trail mode. It's so it's still a great workout to get all those miles in. And we were super sore. We were looking forward to getting on that plane and riding home or flying home after that. But great bike, 170 travel, so it's a beast. Yeah,
It's funny that Jarno, man, he's a downhiller. You got to go on Fractured Rider on YouTube and check his stuff out.
yeah.
I think he's starting to ride again. It was snowboarding before.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up the Tim Peak. I had accidentally hit the button for the Tim Peak.
Yeah.
And then I told Brian, aka Brian on a bike, that I did that. And he goes, dude, that's like an enduro bike. He goes, it's got 170 mils of travel. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Idiot. So I called Bike Works up, and they rebated, refunded me whatever the difference was. I even told him, I said, don't worry about it. It was my stupid mistake. But
yeah,
I went with 150 mils. But I was like, that's a beast.
Yeah. Yep. That's a beast. It's a great bike though. And then the downhill bike is called the Superior Peak, and you'll see Curtis Downs riding that. He's jumping that like it's crazy. Nick Nestroff rides that. And so that's a pre-order right now. It's probably going to come out later this summer, but you can go on the RE website and look at it. Yeah. I only ride in Boost. Yeah. If I could only ride in Boost, we probably would have gotten about maybe 10, 15, 20 miles in each day. But I wish we could do that. I'm a big guy. I weigh 240 pounds. And so climbing on an e-bike takes a lot of battery for me. So I went mostly in eco just to get more battery life out of the bike and more miles in.
Good to know, man. Good to know when I'm there. Hey, my sister's in the chat here. Everybody wave to my sister. Hi, Tara. So enough about Ari. They got enough plug. They give me nothing. We're done with them. Oh, no, we're not. What's the deal with the name change?
Yeah. So name change is basically just shortening the name from Fezzari to just Ari. And so they wanted to, I guess, use that name change to kind of explode more into the international market. As someone said before, I think it said
Ari means lion.
something about lion. Yeah, Ari means lion in Hebrew, but their meaning in a lot of languages, it means to be in the moment. And so and it also is easier to pronounce worldwide. It doesn't get confused with Ferrari as easily. They haven't mentioned that as a reason, but I think that might be one of the reasons.
So,
and so internationally, it doesn't get confused with Ferrari. It's just Ari. And so really it's just a shortening of the name to kind of like explode onto the international scene. So, and it, to me, I feel like it's worked. Like they've been getting a lot of like publicity lately. And it's also, you know, because they've released so many new bikes, they're constantly being talked about. So yeah.
Yeah, the name change got them
my,
a lot.
My wife hates it. She's a very sentimental person, so she doesn't like the name change. But I mean, we had a litter of dogs, and we named them all after different Fezzari bikes.
What?
And so yeah, so we have like Fez, you know, a dog, and so she's real sentimental though. So and a lot of people are. So I get the people that are kind of resisting the change, but to me it's a good change.
Here's the Jarno with the, and I swear it's not Jarno, but I say it Jarno. Ari's a typical male name in Finland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like Ari Lindijk.
So much tonight.
Yeah. Like I think there's a Formula One racer, right? His name is Ari Lindijk. I don't know if he's from Finland or not, but
I'm learning things. Yeah. Not just talking, but we're learning tonight.
Right.
I love that. So back to where you live.
Yeah.
In Arizona, are you close to where you ride?
Yeah, I'm about 20 minutes away from the Haas Trail System. I live in East Mesa. So, and then I'm also about 35, 40 minutes away from South Mountain, and I'm about 2.5 hours away from Sedona.
Oh, wow.
So I can drive up to Sedona, ride for several hours and then drive back home. So usually for the Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, I'll drive up, ride all day, and then drive back home, drive back up the next day. And it's because it's expensive to stay there sometimes. So
yeah. No, that's amazing that you drive 40 minutes or whatever. However, we joke in Miami, it takes an hour to get from Miami to Miami.
Yeah.
Like, I just see Arizona as this beautiful, just rock formation. Is it like a postcard wherever you turn around, or?
No, not everywhere, but the trail systems are amazing. Sedona is just its own thing. So it's
okay.
It's like Disneyland as far as like, you know, some of the places in Disney California Adventure where they have the Radiator Springs racers, you know, patterned after cars, looks just like Sedona. So
it just looks amazing that you get to, like, when you open up your back door, is it like a screensaver or?
The Superstition Mountains are kind of out my back door. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's nice.
JT brings up, and I learned this recently. It's cold and rainy because you guys are up in elevation.
Yeah, Sedona is only about 45 minutes from Flagstaff, which is at 8,000 feet. And so Sedona is probably at, I want to say 4,000, 5,000 feet, maybe even more, 6,000. But 2 years ago, it snowed in Sedona during the Sedona Mountain Bike Fest. And it was a lot of snow. We called it the Snowdona Festival. So yeah, that kind of put a damper on that year's fest, but this year was awesome. Really good. So
how often do you get to ride? I'm fascinated. We were talking earlier, like, I'm fascinated with the riding out there because it looks painful if you fall.
Yeah, it is.
It's just all rock.
Yeah. It's painful. I mean, a lot of people wear knee pads. I wear knee pads when I ride. I don't wear elbow pads when I ride most of the time, but if I'm going to do something like a bigger trail, like Sunset Ridge on Haas, which is a double black, I'll wear a full face and I'll wear elbow pads. But, you know, I crashed a week ago and hit my elbow on a rock and just cut it wide open. Probably needed stitches, but I just super glued it back together and went on my way.
I've heard people do that. I don't put
Yeah.
glue in my skin.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, that's how they secure, you know, incisions these days is with super glue for the most part.
Oh, that's so weird.
They'll use stitches if it's an area that bends a lot, but
Oh,
I just had my wife super glue it.
Oh, you just like look away, or
Yeah. Well, it's hard to like super glue your own elbow, but yeah, this is, I don't know if I can show you.
opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
But so how's the riding community out there? I'm sure it's a
really
large
good.
community.
So I do some group rides probably twice a week. There's a Taco Tuesday ride on Sedona. So that's usually like 40 or so riders will get up and we'll ride South Mountain. Ride South Mountain on Tuesdays. And it's usually in the evening, even throughout the whole summer. They'll start at like 6 p.m. when it's 110 degrees and ride till like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's hot. But at least that time of day, the sun's not really beating down on you. So it's a lot better. We get used to riding in the heat.
No.
And then Thursday nights, I do a night ride on South Mountain with a bunch of guys. So
No, that's you had me at tacos.
yeah, right. Arizona thing. I mean, we pretty much, that's all we eat here is tacos, burritos, tortillas.
Let me pull up I'm going to pull up his Instagram at Jeff Jackson MTB on Instagram, just to show some of the fun that you have. We were just talking about this one. You had like over 1 million views on this puppy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mountain bikers actually have fun and enjoy their ride whilst they're doing it. Yeah. Weird. While roadies tend to hate the ride as they're doing it and then only feel a sense of fun when they get that sense of achievement when they've completed it. Exactly. First observation.
Yeah.
I look at it's funny that the video and stuff, but just this is so alien to me. You know, I have sand, we have coral rock down here, and a lot of wooden features, but this I've never ridden. And what is this?
That is the Highline chute.
Oh, okay, I saw some of my buddies ride that. I did the segment. Spokesman.
Yeah, Mark just put out a video on that. Their trip to Sedona. They did an awesome job on that video. They had a lot of fun riding that trail. That is a good trail. This section right here is probably the toughest section on the trail. I think it's harder than the chute. It's really steep and tight turn right there.
Yeah, I watched them do. Look at your skill, sir. This is why I have him on. By watching these things,
right?
It's just, you're an amazing rider.
Yeah, thanks.
Was it an easy skill for you to pick up since you were a BMXer, or?
I think it helped a lot, even though it was many, many years between, riding, but I think it helps a lot. And then just playing sports, balance and coordination, things like that. But lots of practice and lots of falls.
Lots of falls.
Lots of mistakes.
This one got me. I got to hold on.
This is, I put googly eyes on them. A lot of people are putting googly eyes on the cactuses nowadays.
That one got me.
Yeah. That's Christopher Walken, of course.
And googly eyes.
Yeah.
Everyone's putting googly eyes on the cactus. Yeah, I'm telling you, for someone like me, I've never been to this part of the world.
Yeah.
And I've driven past stuff like this.
Yeah.
But it really is. Now, when you ride something like this, and when you ride something like Arizona, and then you go to Bentonville.
Yeah.
How does that translate, or how do you change your riding style? Is there a difference? I mean, there is obviously a terrain difference.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're used to riding on loose over hard pack, so not a lot of traction. And so you go to Bentonville and way more traction. Like the tires just stick to the trail. So you can, I mean, it's actually hard to get the confidence to lean into the corners and just go for it because you feel like you're going to slide out, but you don't. So it probably takes a little practice to get used to the grippier terrain there in Bentonville.
Wow. Cause this, where am I? I'm a bag of rocks here. Hold on. This stuff, man. I want to get there. And next year, folks, I'm going to get here, but just even the cactus.
Yeah.
That's just like really cool. And, shut that music up. I just want to watch.
Yeah.
My question is to all mountain bikers that have ridden this stuff. I watch your videos and I'm in awe by the talent. Oh, I watched Joey and Mark do this.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm watching the same. Did you steal their videos?
No. Yeah. So that's a section on Highline. It's like an alternate line that you can take on Highline and just kind of go down that ridge. But if, riding, that's one thing. But if you watch Braden Bringhurst's video, he does that same trail, but he basically just gaps it. He just jumps over the whole thing instead of just rolling down it. So there's my level of riding, which is intermediate at best, and then you've got like Braden Bringhurst, who I've ridden with him several times in Sedona. It's like he's on another planet as far as skill.
You're not intermediate when you're comparing yourself to a pro. You got your, if you're comparing yourself to like someone like Remy, and I was bringing him up because he's one of my favorites to just watch as a content creator and the style and the steez he has. It's amazing. But all this rock just scares the living, I don't know what, out of me.
Yeah, the nice thing though is that generally when I'm riding, I'm doing, more difficult style terrain, so I'm moving slower. So the crashes aren't as catastrophic as you would think they'd be. It's more of kind of like a slow motion fall.
Yeah, that's a wall. You just rode down a wall.
Yeah, that was a group ride we did. Beautiful location right there.
Now, this is my question for all those people. I ride single track. There is trees, grass, bushes, and then there's this space about this big that's dirt. You know where you're going.
Right.
That's alien to me. How do you know where you're going?
Well, sometimes they will paint little marks on the rock, like on Highline, they'll put little dots, and you just kind of follow the dots like breadcrumbs, like Hansel and Gretel. You just kind of follow the white dots along the trail. And if you get lost, you look for a dot and you just get back on it. Because the slick rock is so vast that it's easy to lose your spot.
This is here's your night rides. These are fun. They have night rides down every now and then.
Yeah. I do a night ride every Thursday night on South Mountain, and we hit all the big stuff. In fact, a lot of my PRs that I have for myself on Strava are during the night rides.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think it has something to do with like I can't see the danger, so I just go.
Exactly.
So you just go, and then the outbound lighting. We all use outbound lighting, and so they're the best lights out there, and so they basically make the trail like daytime.
I was like, quit plugging people. You got Fezzari, you're done.
Free plug, yeah.
No, I honestly love watching your stuff because
thanks.
You've got a really good POV.
Yeah, thanks.
And just to watch, because again, for someone like me, and I see your stuff, this is alien. This is weird to me, and I can't wait to get to doing it.
This one's called Pure O, and if you look here in just a second, there's a tree on the right. They call it the tree gap, and you can actually jump between the branches on the tree off a gap, and it's coming up here, I think. Yeah, it's like right up here at the end of this little thing.
Look at this kid. Oh.
Yeah, you go right to that right side, and you just go over the gap there. So, yeah, I've never done it, but I've seen a lot of guys do it. It's
bucket list.
Yeah, right. That's on the list, but I've got several features that are on my list that I haven't done yet, but I got to get better first.
What sort of bike is good for Sedona? You can't ride either.
Right. So Probably a trail bike, like a 140 to 140 rear travel up to 160 front travel. That makes it more fun, and it's also easier to pedal. There's a lot of pedaling in Sedona. They say like Sedona miles are like 2 to 1. So you ride like 1 mile in Sedona is like 2 miles anywhere else because it's just so taxing. So that's probably the best kind of bike to ride there. Like a Delano Peak would be a great bike for there. If you want to flatten out the trail a little bit and make it a little bit easier, like a enduro bike would be fun too. They're just a little bit harder to pedal that many miles.
Yeah. Robert rides a lot of stuff out. I think he's ridden out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen video. Oh, you know Robert?
Yeah. Biker one?
No, it was this guy.
Oh, this guy. Okay. No, I don't.
Yeah. There's a learning curve to I guess when I get out there, my problem is, and I would have to train for it, is there's a lot of climbing up there.
Yeah.
And it's jagged climbing. It's not like a smooth mountain.
No, it's
fire
like climbing, it's like climbing up steps for 5 miles.
It's tech. Mark here said, Mark wants to know, I heard Hawes has so many snakes right now.
Yeah, it's normal. We see rattlesnakes like all the time this time of year. In the spring and fall is when they come out, and usually mornings and evenings. So they come out in the morning to warm up on the trail. They kind of lay across the trail and get some sun. And then just before the sun goes down, they'll soak up a little bit more warmth before they go to bed for the night. But yeah, I've seen several rattlesnakes, and everyone keeps seeing Gila monsters on Hawes, and I've lived here for 40 years. I've never seen a live Gila monster like in the wild, and so I need to get out there more so I can see one. But those are super rare. Yeah.
Isn't that on some kind of weird island? Like, isn't that what Gila monsters?
No, it's like an Arizona lizard. It's orange and black, and they're venomous.
Oh wow! Do they have an orange tail?
They're just like mottled orange and black. They're like it's like a kind of like, you know how cows can be like mottled like white and black? They're like that, but they're orange and black, and they're lizards.
Okay, because we've got some down here. I mean, we got lizards everywhere. We got just huge, we're just lizards everywhere. And lately, you can find these ones with a really bright orange tail, and they're probably about a good 6-7 inches long.
Right. Yeah, these ones, they're weird. They're not like your typical lizard. They're slow. They can't really move very fast. They're like little miniature dinosaurs. They're just hilarious looking. But I've never seen one like in the wild in person. I've seen them at like, desert museums and things like that. But yeah,
John loves night riding. He's got some night riding videos. Yeah. Okay, so the community, obviously, because I pulled up some videos there. Are a lot of these your friends, or these friends that you've made through mountain biking?
So all of these guys that I ride with and girls that I ride with, they're all people I've met through mountain biking.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a great community, like just super nice people, very supportive. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. We all get along. Like, people are nice to each other. They encourage each other. It's just such a supportive community. I'm so amazed by how nice like mountain bikers are in general, and they're just generally nice people.
What is that?
What is what? Why?
No, the mountain bike community.
I don't know. I just think that like there's just a trust there that we kind of like the same thing. And so there's like a connection there to begin with. And the fact that we all kind of know what it was like when we started, and we just encourage each other. Like, we're not going to make fun of someone because they couldn't get a lift or they couldn't get a certain feature. We're not going to, make fun of them if they chicken out on something or whatever. We're just going to, let them be and encourage them. And it's just a great community of people.
It's ridiculous. And I had no idea.
Right.
I had no idea until I started this goofy little thing. And look at all these guys.
Yeah.
every other Wednesday they show up. It's like we all just and I watch them, I watched all their videos and your videos, and it's just amazing that we all are so supportive. There's no like egos where we sit back and go, he doesn't ride like me. He can't ride. Look at that. He's right. He's an XC rider or whatever. We're all just enjoying the same thing.
Exactly. Like just going to Sedona. Like one of my favorite things to do is to go to the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival and just join the group rides. Like we're not going to go do tons of crazy stuff or put a ton of miles in because there's like 30 people in the group of all various levels. Braden Bringhurst, he's like kind of the group leader of one of the rides I go on, and he's just encouraging from the top to bottom, and he doesn't really care how well you ride. He just, he'll give you some tips and just encourage you. And this is a pro guy who could be just, stuck up or whatever and just say like, I don't really want to waste my time riding with those guys. I'd rather ride with other pros and just have more fun. But it's that way for the whole community. It's great.
Yeah, I was looking at Mark says outbound lights are so good.
Yeah.
I really do. And I'm so happy that I started this because of the community. Like I went out to Sky Park for a Ride and Shine event that my buddy Adam Mock puts on. And I say buddy because I met him through this.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't ride. I'm not used to downhilling. I'm flat, little ups and downs and stuff like that. But what I found was amazing. Doing rides with a train. There's like 20 guys behind me, and I'm not used to riding fast.
Right.
And they were all encouraging.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, come on, man, or on your left.
Yeah. Right.
It was like, everybody was just like, so I can't speak highly enough.
If you apologize for, being the last one up a climb, they get frustrated with you. They're like, don't apologize.
Yeah.
We're all here just to have fun. We're just going to take the time that we need to get up there, and we'll just keep going. So, yeah.
And so, are you with a lot of content creators?
No, not really. I mean, I've ridden with a few. Like I've ridden with Joe, Colorado Kid, in Sedona, but not on a regular basis.
I mean, like out where you are, a lot of people that you ride with creators, or
oh gosh, no, to be honest, not a ton of the real famous ones are out here.
You don't have to be. I'm not famous. I consider myself a creator, but like a lot of people you ride with got GoPros stuck on and YouTube pages and Insta.
Yeah, definitely. People are putting out the content for sure. A lot of the guys we ride with at night wear GoPros, and but I pretty much wear one all the time. There's some rides where if I don't feel like going or filming, I won't, but I pretty much wear one all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I actually forgot mine when I went to Bentonville, left it in the drawer at home. And so I ended up riding my bike 20 miles to the Best Buy, and I got one so that I could, yep. So yeah, I got one so that I could continue to film. And then Rich Drew, I met up with him later, and he's like, dude, you should have just asked me to borrow one. And that's the kind of guy he is. I didn't want to bother him, but he just said I could have just borrowed one from him. But
you're very humble guy, and you're fun about that. But you're throwing out names, buddy. You're like riding with the Kid and Rich Drew, and
it's because it's so easy. I mean, they're just so like willing to ride with anybody. Like they'll ride with a scrub like me, and just have a blast. So
that is. Hold on. Slam is in the house. Slam MTB.
Yeah.
Is that the riding buddy of yours?
Yeah, we did. He's from Utah. We did
Utah chap.
We did the White Rim in a Day trail in Moab. So it's White Rim Road, 85-ish miles in one day on the White Rim in Moab. It was great. So
how many miles?
We did 85 in one day. The
You're
whole
like Superman.
Yeah. So the whole loop is 100 miles, but we had to cut it short because there was some flooding on the trail. And this is my buddy Vaughn. He's the one I went to Bentonville with.
Hey, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Now you're going back.
I hope so.
Are
I
you?
want to. Yeah, we don't have any specific plans right now, but I want to. I need to, because there were some trails that I didn't get to ride while we were there, like Drop the Hammer and Cease and Desist. A lot of those trails were closed due to the weather.
Yeah. Now, this brings up, I love wearing a GoPro and following people to watch technique.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I watch a lot of YouTube or Instagram is I get to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to watch it before I ride it. Like I can already tell you right now, not going off Drop the Hammer.
Right. Yeah, we looked at it when we went there. We weren't allowed to ride it because it was closed, but it's a pretty big feature for sure. Like it's 10, 12 foot drop. But it looks pretty smooth though. Like if you can just get the right speed, it should be like butter. But hope to get back there to ride it.
Oh, I would love to see you out there, man.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Now, you said you ride. Where have you ridden other than where you live and Bentonville? Do you travel a lot for riding?
Yeah, not a lot. I've got some places that I want to ride. So I've ridden all over southern Utah and then northern Utah. I've ridden Bentonville. I've done California, like Southern California. I've ridden a lot of places down there. Yeah, but I want to go to PNW and ride Pacific Northwest. Those trails look awesome there. And then I also want to go up to Boise and do the Boise Mountain Bike Fest sometime soon.
There's a Boise Mountain Bike Fest?
Yep.
Yeah. There in Idaho?
Yep, Boise, Idaho.
Wow. I got stuck in Boise, Idaho for an evening. We go to Jackson Hole a lot, and I'll ride out there. But I didn't know Idaho. You always think Idaho is what is it, corn?
Potatoes.
It's actually the beef capital of the country.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Hold on. You got the Pelly in the back, and I know we got new people coming in.
Right.
Folks, by the end of this thing, we're going to be giving a bottle of this Pelly Bike Eco Clean away. I think it's the Eco Clean. Oh, he's looking at his water.
Yeah, we can do Eco Clean or I think they wanted to do waterless wash.
Okay, the waterless wash, whatever. I know whoever wins. I haven't even used the waterless yet. I just had ordered 2 new bottles of this stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff too. That's for full washes. I like doing the waterless wash most of the time, just so you don't get a ton of water on your bike.
Yeah, and I'm gonna plug them again because they're nice enough to do that. But this stuff is like, obviously you've got a sign behind you.
Yeah,
you live by it. This stuff is seriously, if you're gonna have an investment like you have behind you,
right?
It's nice to keep it nice.
Yeah, for sure. And I clean my bikes so I can figure out what's wrong with them. If there's anything wrong with the bike, I'm going to find it when I'm washing it, cleaning it, taking care of it. And so if there happens to be like a crack in the frame or something like that, I'll find it because I'm washing the bike instead of when I'm riding it, and it could be catastrophic for whatever reason. So yeah, I think it's just overall maintenance helps the bikes ride better and stay better maintained.
Yeah. Many would like to know, where did you ride in SoCal? Was it Snow Summit?
Oh gosh, I did Laguna, and then I can't remember the name of where I rode, but it was, I've done, there's a trail system that's kind of like east of San Diego up in the mountains there. I can't remember the name of it, but we did a shuttle there and it was amazing.
He'll know it. He'll pop it in the.
Yeah, he'll probably pop it up, but
yeah,
it was a long trail that we shuttled up to the top and rode down. It's like some mountains that are east of San Diego. And then we also did another trail system that I think it's called Greer. We did Greer for a little bit too. So that was good.
Okay. Greer, what do I know? Oh, that's where Mark.
Yeah, Mark. I think Mark rides there.
Guys, I think it's like his backyard or something.
Yeah, that's it. Noble Canyon.
Noble Canyon with the EM.
Yeah.
EM Moto Adventures right there.
Yeah, so that was a few years ago. We did Noble Canyon. That was such a great ride, like so fun. That's a great trail.
Now, I'm going to switch gears here with mountain biking, and because you are a creator, and that's how I found you. Optometrist,
Mm-hmm.
mountain bike creator,
Right.
content creator. How did you make that shift? Was it easy for you? Did you already have a knowledge of some of this stuff, or?
No, not really. I mean, I got my first. Oh, okay. So about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I took my family to Disney World in Florida for a little while, and I spent like hours making these like ridiculous like Disney videos. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the Bucket List family?
No.
On Instagram? So they're a family that basically like started the whole creator thing, influencer thing, and so they basically get paid to go around the world with their family and just do these bucket list trips. And so, but they started out like he sold his business and then did like these videos, and then just took off and went viral. And so, like, I feel like if I had like posted those online when we did it, we could have been the first bucket list family, but
You're the first bucket list.
but I didn't. So
Guys, no.
I just made them for our family, and they're just kind of like a treasured like video. I mean, I think one of my kids was probably like, she's in college now, and she was probably like 6 at the time. So it was more than 10 years ago. But yeah. So I just enjoy editing and things like that. And so, but I just kind of taught myself. I've been an Apple computer guy since I graduated from college, so 2001, and just the editing software on the Apple computer just makes it easy. So, yeah,
That's what I got here.
yeah.
I like your Final Cuts.
Right. Yeah, I don't use a lot of fancy software. In fact, I do almost all my editing on my phone now. I just film it, download it onto my phone, and just edit it. And I don't do anything really fancy like some of the guys do, but
Well,
I just put it out there.
What do you use on your phone?
Just the quick app or GoPro.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I've never even tried that. I use CapCut.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never...
CapCut. For Instagram, I'll use CapCut sometimes if I'm making kind of a funny reel and I want like some background stuff. But for my regular stuff, I just do the quick app on the GoPro quick app.
I just find this really fascinating when you go all the different people that do this and do it well, the different backgrounds that they have. Again, as everyone knows, I'm a professional videographer and editor.
Right.
And when I say that, I say I'm professional. I get paid to do it. I'm not good at it.
Right.
Somebody said they were like, "Why aren't you a professional?" I go, "Yeah, but I'm not good. I didn't say I was good at it."
Right.
Mike Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. I have to pause for him.
Yeah.
Mike Mitchell, boy, run bike Mike. Hold on, let me put you in. There we go. Got a chance of winning some of this.
Nice.
The waterless. So how did you get? Let's talk about this real quick since we pull it up. How did you get involved with these kids?
So Brian on a bike, he was one of the Fezzari ambassadors that was in our group, and he kind of told us about it early on. And so I kind of ordered some of their product and started posting about it. And then, Scott started to text me about it, and he's really good about networking and things like that. So I posted some early pictures of the product, and he kind of just adopted me from there, and just, ever since then we've been kind of buds about it. So
Scott is he's good at that.
Yeah.
He's good at keeping in touch with everyone.
Right.
It's
I don't know. He spends hours a day probably on Instagram, like replying and talking to people. And
he does, but he's responsive.
Yeah.
I
Very.
think that's what's great.
But they make great stuff. Like, I was a car guy. I had a really nice truck for a little while before I got into mountain biking. And so I would always clean it with, the boutique products like Adams polishes. And so when Pelly Bike Care came out with the kind of a boutique cleaning product line, I was like, that's for me. So I decided I was going to try out their stuff. And it actually works. It's great. Like, the cleaning stuff foams up really good when you clean the bike. The waterless wash is super easy to use. So yeah, it's good stuff.
I've yet to use the waterless because I always just go straight to. Am I getting you in trouble?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I have, I don't know if you can see, but I have like a wall of.
Holy goodness. Look at this guy's bike room. I'm in an office here with a pallet behind me.
So
You've got a legit bike room.
Yeah. So I was just looking at the Pelly stuff while I was talking to you. Sorry about that.
I thought like your wife was like,
no. Nobody's home right now. I kicked them all out.
So I've got you.
You got me.
Oh, that's funny. That cracks me up. Look at that. Look, but okay. Are you allowed to spin it around? Would you mind giving us a tour of the bike cake? Thank you, Marty.
I've just got it on my laptop here, so
that's fine. We can spin around.
Let's see. I'm not very good at this kind of thing, but I can't take selfies. But
look at that. You're adorable. You can take a fantastic.
There's the bikes. I use the steady racks to hold them up, and then way back there in the corner, that's my bike bag. And then I don't know if you can see.
Now, kids, if you're paying attention, see that wall of bikes? That's what being an optometrist instead gets you.
Right. It's called my wife being super supportive and saying, go get a bike.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my grandson's bike.
What is that? That's a bike?
Yeah, that's a bike. It's called a super Velio bike. So it's like, instead of getting a bike with training wheels, it has wide tires.
It's like almost like balls almost.
Yeah, they're almost like balls. And so it teaches them balance without having to start out with training wheels.
Mike, I'm going to need you to do a review on that.
Yeah.
What's the hardtail? Marty wanted to know what the hardtail was.
That's a Wasatch Peak. So that's my kid's bike. So when they want to ride with me, they'll jump on that. It's a 27.5 plus tires, hardtail. So yeah, and then I've got the Signal Peak right there. That's my trail bike. That's the one I did the Moab trip with, 85 miles in a day. This is my Nebo Peak, still yet to be ridden.
But get that thing dirty.
Getting really close to riding that bike. I've got to do a few more things on it. And then this is my main bike. This is the LaSalle. That's the Beast. And then
spin around. This is fascinating, right?
So then I've got spare wheels up here, and then some artwork from some mountain bikers. So
wow.
The artwork that I have up there is from Nate Fields. He's a guy I ride with. So he drew the Roadrunner, and he drew that's a dead bird. So he drew a picture. Yeah. So he drew a picture of a dead bird, and the idea of that is just to like appreciate where you are in life right now. And
that's beautiful.
So yeah. So then that's that. And then I've got the TV up there so I can watch games. Got my fancy light. Let me turn the light off.
Your Pelly. No, don't turn the light.
Yeah.
You get the Pelly.
So then we got the Pelly.
All the tools. Look at this. Got hats.
Yeah.
Every tool.
Hats, and then the toolbox.
Oh, look at the microfiber. Did you just do laundry?
Yeah. So those are my cleaning towels and stuff. And then
I love this. This is so awesome.
So all my tools or spare parts.
Again, kids.
This drawer. This is going to be funny. This drawer.
Wow.
All the gloves.
Who do you support there? Let's drop someone else's name now.
Yeah. Trail Monos for sure.
Okay.
So yeah. And then just like extra handlebars.
Now, are you sponsored by anyone?
Nope.
Come on, folks. Look at this room.
Yeah. So I don't really have any.
That was fantastic. By
I don't really have any sponsors.
That's the stuff
I get
dreams.
Some companies will like offer, a discount or whatever on stuff but I just support people that work hard to put their product out there, and they're just good people. So the Trail Monos guys are out of Arizona. They do a great job.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I'm the same way. I'm there. I'm not. None of this was given to me. Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
believe in their product, and I'm there to support their product. You know,
Yeah, I've had a few products,
Well, I
given
think
to me, but for the most part, I pay for everything. I might get a discount here or there, but I just like to support good people, good products, good companies, and so I try to put my money where the people work hard and give back to the community.
Marty, how often does he ride? What you said, 2 or 3 times a week?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. I wish I could ride more, but family obligations. And honestly, if I rode more than that, I probably would feel guilty, missing out on family stuff. So
Yeah.
I try to ride. I do like a night ride on Thursday nights, which I usually get home around 10 p.m. So I'm not missing a ton of family time for that. And then Tuesdays, sometimes I'll ride at Hawes or sometimes I'll ride South Mountain. And then I usually do kind of a bigger ride on Saturday morning. I get up super early so I don't miss family time. And I just ride like early in the morning.
That's amazing.
And then occasionally I'll do like a trip. Like I'll I just did Bentonville for 3 days, or I'll go up to Utah once a year for the ambassador gathering, and I'll ride for 4 days up there. So
what about, oh God, I hate forgetting his name. Midlife Shredder.
Yeah.
What's his name? Why am I forgetting it?
Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby.
I've had him on the show.
Yeah.
Really great guy.
Yeah, great
Total
guy.
shredder. I love the fact that he's an older guy and he's killing it. He's older. He's younger than I am, I think.
Yeah, he's younger than me too, I think, but not by much.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Oh, you're like a baby.
I'm gonna be 50. I'm gonna be 50 in a few months. So.
Oh, ooh, big party.
Yeah.
That's a big one. What are you looking for as a present?
I already have everything that I need. So I mean, the Nebo is kind of like my birthday present, just a little early.
50 is a big one, man. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, totally. Then I can enter some races and maybe have a chance to win something. I'm just kidding. Those 50-year-olds are beasts on the bike too. So
what's funny is the 40s. 40 hit me when I was 39 going on 40. That mentally hit me.
Uh-huh.
Was it a hard one for you? Was that over the hill bit?
Not really. I mean, I just take it as it comes, I guess. So yeah. I don't feel like I'm gonna be 50.
Yeah.
Some of my body parts feel like I'm 50, like my knee and my elbow and my shoulder and my neck, but it's all on my right side.
Like, just my body feels 50.
Right.
40 hit me. 50, it was almost freeing. It was a weird feeling, is that 50 was just like, all right, you know what? I've made it.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm at a certain point in my life. If it hurts, it hurts. If I'm tired, I want to go to bed. I don't want to hang out late at night. And you don't have to be apologetic anymore.
Right.
I think 50 is the point where you no longer apologize. I think 80 is where you start becoming really, really mean. But till then,
right.
50 is great. What is it that gets you? And I love asking this question because everyone has a different answer. What gets you on a bike? What keeps you motivated to get in that saddle?
I'd say like mainly two things, like just getting the exercise that I really desperately need right now. So the exercise helps, but more importantly for me, it's like the mental recharge that I get. So I get out and ride and I'm just a nicer person. Like I'm less stressed, I guess you could say. Like I get it because there's a lot of stresses in everybody's life. And so I get out and ride and I can forget about the stresses of life for a little while. And then it just kind of calms me down, makes me kind of realize, the things that are really important in life, and the things I was stressing about before I got on the bike aren't as stressful anymore. So, it just recharges me mentally, physically. So, yeah.
It's amazing how
I wish I hadn't missed out on 25 years of riding, so because if I think about it that way, like it hurts because I really missed out on a lot of riding when I was playing other sports and things like that. So don't
look backwards, always look forward.
Right.
We all kind of say the same thing. We leave our stress out on the trails, and it just makes me think that mountain bikers are the most stressed human beings there are.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Hey, honey, I'm feeling a little stressed. I need to go ride.
Go. I don't want you
Right.
to get out, go on.
Right.
It just seems like we're all mental cases.
Right.
We all talk about like having to get out and leave it on the trail.
Right.
Like, oh, those poor mountain bikers just have such mental issues.
But truthfully though, I mean, a lot of people do have like mental issues these days, and so like it's totally such a good way to get out and kind of give yourself some medicine for that. And
Yeah.
they say laughter is the best medicine, but I think it's mountain biking. So,
Mountain biking and laughter.
maybe
Laughing while mountain biking.
Right. Yeah.
There you go, folks.
There we go.
There's your pedal therapy. Hashtag
Yeah.
pedal therapy. That's
Yeah.
why mountain bikers are so nice, Robert. Exactly. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I've had such a blast.
Yeah.
Finally meeting you, because like I said, I've really enjoyed your content, and I was like, gotta get them. And the
Yeah.
fact that you said yes proves to me again, mountain bikers are amazing.
Thanks.
You guys will come on these goofy little podcasts and chat about goofy thing. Now, and before I get to this, do you even care about the content creating at this point? Is it something like, for me, I'm doing the podcast and stuff. Is it kind of like a side thing?
For me, it's a side thing. Like I could take it or leave it, but I like to I like to put some content out there. Like I have a YouTube channel, but there's less than 100 subscribers on it. I've had it for a while. I have actually 2 YouTube channels. One's the family one that I put all the Disney stuff on, and then the other one is my mountain bike only channel. And so, but I could not do it. I kind of enjoy like going and filming and then putting some simple stuff out there. I don't put a ton of work into it. I don't do like a ton of editing.
Yeah.
But I do a little bit, but for the most part, I just put out there what I want to put out there.
Yeah, you do it because you got a GoPro.
Right.
And you're like, this is a great moment. I can capture it and then get 1 million views.
Right.
Like this, or look at that, folks. Box opener. I just wanted the picture, folks. I'll say it again afterward, and it's funny. I'm sitting there looking. See, this is how stupid I am. I'm looking at your Instagram, but I forgot to pop it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, look. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Why do you got to move? Look at this. You like creating. I wouldn't do that. You couldn't pay me to do all that.
Yeah, that's just a screen recording of the Strava segment. I just screen recorded it and posted it. So yeah.
So there are some aspects of it that you do kind of like. You like being a little creative.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I'm not plugging them anymore. I'll plug you all day, Pelly.
Right.
Should we give a bottle of this stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think I got all the names here. I think I didn't want to seem rude doing it while you were talking. Let's take a look at the names here.
Sure.
Dusty Dutchman, run by Beyond X, Segment, Vaughn, Trail Monster, Slam MTB. Sorry, folks, if you're listening to this on Spotify or something right now, I'm just looking through the names of all the people that have been on here. Don't think they will send it overseas. Sorry, New Zealand and Finland, Marty and Jarno. Okay, should we spin it? I think I got everyone's name. Is that right? Oh, I got to take Octodad out. Sorry, Marty. I don't think, and that's sad. I don't think they're going to do overseas.
If leave Marty on there, if he wins, I'll send him one of mine.
Monster.
That way Pelly doesn't have to.
Okay. Monster. Octo. What about Finland?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh, look at you, man. Man, they're treating you
International
good.
shipping can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, it can't. Yeah. Okay, folks, we're about to spin the wheel of Pelly. See you, superhero. I'm sorry. I didn't see that earlier. I was paying attention. It was your eyes that kept me there.
Yeah.
Who was that superhero?
Yeah, see, he's one of the ambassadors out of the East Coast.
We are about to give away a bottle of the washless. My sister doesn't ride bikes. Is Tank in there? Tank is in there. Okay, I'm going to stop. We're just going to spin this sucker. And as I'm doing this, I realize that I don't have it up on the screen. I'm sorry, Jeff, that you had to deal with me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Really, there it is, folks. The wheel of Pelly. Here we go. How do we spin it? Oh, you just click it. Isn't this exciting?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Trail Pimp, you just won yourself a bottle of waterless wash Pelly bike care.
So the way he's gonna get that is he would just follow Pelly, and then I'll send Pelly a DM.
Yeah, I'll send Scott a
And then
DM.
we just what's his Instagram? Do we have that?
Yeah, it's Trail Pimp.
Okay, so same name.
Yeah, just Trail Pimp.
Okay.
Congratulations, man. Holy cow. Wow, this has been so much fun.
Yeah.
I get so excited. I've actually cooled off since then too. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on too.
I know I'm a train wreck, but I warned you. Before I let you go, though, I like to end it on 10 rapid fire questions.
Okay. All right.
No mountain bike. Let's get to know Jeff Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
10 questions, rapid fire.
Sure.
What's your favorite go-to lazy meal?
Pizza.
Yeah, lately, it's been ramen noodles for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an Arizona guy, so Mexican food is my thing, but it's not quite a lazy meal. I'd say, like, when you make a good burrito, it's got a lot of ingredients. So pizza is like my go-to easy meal.
Yeah, order it, boom, it's done. It's in your hand. You don't even need a plate, really.
Right.
Favorite movie to pull quotes from?
Oh gosh, probably Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
I think someone recently just said that.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore, or like a good classic one would be the Three Amigos. Love that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you're throwing way back on that one.
Yeah, that's an 80s.
I'm gonna have to watch. I was gonna say Step Brothers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Why are you sweating? I was watching Cops. It's just I like him because of the stupidest quotes.
Right. Yep.
What's your favorite board game?
Oh, I hate board games. I am
like have kids.
Like, yeah. So gosh, I don't even know. I would say probably like Candyland or something like that. That doesn't take very long.
Like, I just want
I went out.
Get down the chutes and ladders or whatever. And then
ladders,
yeah.
Something that doesn't take forever.
Daddy's going to ride bike.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a nickname?
Yeah. So all right. So my last name's Jackson. So in high school, I was Action Jackson, just for sports, or because I played football and I played every position on the team pretty much. They called me All Pro.
Oh,
that's kind of embarrassing, but yeah.
No, you're like, yo, what's up? It's All Pro in the house.
Yeah, those are the kind of like my two. Yeah. Yeah. So John Slam MTB says, would you say I have a plethora of pinatas? That's from the Three Amigos.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that now.
That's a great quote right there.
What scared you as a kid? What were you afraid of as a kid?
So clowns. Like, I don't like clowns, and I never liked clowns, and I still don't like clowns. Like, they're so freaky. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand that. So
My
yeah,
aunt hated clowns, and I'd always send her creepy clowns.
yeah.
Oh
I'm
man!
not a fan of clowns.
Then don't watch a movie called The Terrifier.
Okay, I'll
Art
try
the
to avoid that
Clown
one.
may be the creepiest clown that has ever been on the silver screen. I don't know if it's ever been on a silver screen, but it's a
Yeah.
horrible, horrible. He is. I don't. Clowns don't bother me, and he freaked me out. So don't watch it. If you could change your name, what would you change it to?
What would I change it to? Oh man. Um, Probably like I don't know, like Steve or something. I like
Steve.
yeah, Steve. I don't know why, but
I like that.
yeah.
Like Steve's a solid guy.
Solid name.
Jeff is a solid
Yeah.
guy named Jeff. Steve, not like Morgan. I don't know. Morgan's kind of a guy name. Um, if you could learn any other language, what language would you like to learn?
Oh gosh, I'd probably want to learn Maori, which is the native New Zealand language.
Marty,
Yep. So
I don't
you
even know
know,
what it sounds like.
I've learned a little bit of it when I lived there for a couple years, but I wish I was fluent in that.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's a
Yeah, it would be a useless language for the most part, but it would be fun to learn. Like I love the Maori culture and the Polynesian culture in general. So any of those Polynesian languages, Samoan, Tongan, Maori, would love to learn those
wow.
languages. Yeah,
That went French, Spanish. You went Maori.
sure.
That's awesome. Jarna or not, Marty, teach him something. Do you have any hidden talents?
Oh gosh, not really. I mean,
Like, can you touch your tongue to your nose or something weird like
can't
that? Or
can't do anything like that. Like, um, my lack of talent would be like my lack of flexibility. I'm like the least flexible person, like that, like I can't even straighten my arm completely and lay it flat on the table. Like if I try to
well, 'cause
straighten my arm,
you're
it's like,
jacked.
no, it's just, I have like that's a joint issue. Like it's like bone
Uh,
on bone locking. So
now,
yeah.
are you going to use that talent for good or for evil? I'm just kidding.
But I say like, just like hidden talent would be like determination. Like if I want to learn how to fix something, I figure it out. Like
Nice.
I'm stubborn.
And you can fix someone's eye. It's not hidden, but gosh darn it, you're talented. I don't even know if you're good at it. You could be
I
like me.
try.
I'm a professional videographer, but I'm horrible at it. There could be people walk out of your office and they're like, well, where? I can't see.
Right. Yeah, I mean, people only get two eyes, so I try to save at least one of them.
Exactly. You walk out of the office and be like, hey, still have one, buddy. Quick and
Right.
what song can you listen to on repeat?
Oh gosh, you guys are gonna probably hate me, but like I'm not like a music person. Like I don't even have like a Spotify or any type of music playlist or anything like that. But generally, when I listen to music, I'll listen to like country music because I'm an Arizona guy. So probably like some George Strait song or something like that.
You don't have to be apologetic.
Yeah.
It's just a question on a goofy podcast.
Right. Yeah.
And do you shower? I don't know. I pull these things out of whatever. Do you shower at night or the morning?
Both.
Thank you.
It depends on I won't go to bed dirty, so like I don't want to sleep like if I'm sweaty or smelly, I won't mess up the sheets, but by getting in bed filthy, but and then I'll shower in the morning before work because you don't want to be like 2 feet from a patient and not smelling good. So yeah.
You got that, buddy? Huh? How's your eye feeling now?
Right. Yeah. I deal with the opposite end of the spectrum from some of the patients, so it's tough. So I try to make sure I'm not smelling bad when I go to work.
Yeah. What's funny is you won't go to bed dirty. It's like, nobody's going to ride their bike at night and then hey, honey, I'm going to bed and with my chamois on.
Yeah.
But I have to wake up. I have to have that shower to wake me up in the morning.
Right. Yeah, me too. Same thing.
I need that water washing. Jeff, holy cow. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun getting to know you.
Enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Folks, all his stuff is down there in the comments, or not the comment, the description here is Instagram, is YouTube. Give him a like, give him a follow, give him a subscribe. Also, I because I know you're an Ari guy, I put you can't Google Ari. I put all that stuff down there as well. Mehdi, you're walking away with a bottle of waterless bike wash here. That's fantastic, man. Congratulations. Thank you all for joining us and listening in on this chat. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new to this, please like and subscribe. I'm getting close to 500 subs.
Nice.
I know that's not a lot for everybody, but as a podcaster that doesn't do much but podcast, can we take a second real quick?
Yeah.
Let me just check. I'm going to check here. Wow, I'm only 9 away. So if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. 500. I think I'll get a cake. I think I get a cake.
So Octodad said Kia Kaha. That's Maori for, I think it's stay strong or be strong, something like that. So yeah, there it is.
What's that mean? Kia?
I think it means like be strong or stay strong. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Robert. Inconceivable. Great interview. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much, folks, for coming on. Jeff, if you need anything from me, I owe you.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And thanks for everyone for joining me and Johnny for this chat. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, folks. Now, if you can, you know what to do. Go get your bike sturdy.
All right.